Hey guys, Rinji here. Once again bringing you the worst out of the VTuber community. And today, things have come full circle for the ex-VShojo member Veibae, as she redebuted as a mythic VTuber. And the stream went pretty well. She got a lot of audience returning, as well as some new people there. But one thing happened at the end of the stream, and that was when Veibae was saying goodbye to her audience. She decided to utter a dreaded slur. What's the slur? Well, she decided to jokingly call people retarded, and that sparked a huge controversy on Twitter, because where else? As people were getting up in arms about it, there were more and more people joining the discussion, and we're going to be taking a look at that today. So let's get right into that. As I'm sure the free speech defenses for that ex-VShojo member using the R slur are coming in. She can use whatever words she wants. If that's a word she wants to use, she can do it all she wants. Just don't cry about people not wanting anything to do with you because of it. Well, Mr. Real John Deere, or whatever you are, Veibae is so much bigger than that. With those 1 million followers, I'm quite sure there would be people knocking at her door just to be able to collab with her in some form or fashion. I don't think a few offended people are gonna really much make a difference to her content. And if you don't know what kind of content she puts out, what kind of language she uses, none of that is gonna affect her, and I'd be incredibly surprised if she actually went and apologized for what she said. But let's continue. I watched Veibae's debut today, and I generally just want to know what people's opinions are on calling people retards. I think it's just an icky word that's just mean and rude in any scenario. Was she the one calling people that, or were people in the chat calling each other / her that? And before we move on, let's actually take a look how Veibae said it, in case you're not certain.
Can I still play a version of it? I don't know. I feel like Virgin is banned, but retard is not. So see you later, retards. Peace the I'm stuck. Peace out.
Yep, that was it. Nothing more than that. And it all sparked this huge controversy, which continues until this point. As I'm making the video, I'm sure there's more tweeters retweeting and just contributing nothing to this discussion. But again, let's continue. What's the context? No context makes it acceptable, huh? Not what I'm saying at all. It's funny that they are attacking others for even daring to ask the questions now. Understood. Typically I see what happened as trying to get more info about what's the context used far too many times as looking for things to excuse an interaction or play devil's advocate. Yeah, I really realize now how my 2-sec text could have been read like this, but no, this wasn't where I was going with that at all. I'm too scared by bigots on Twitter. But yeah, you just want people to misunderstand what your intentions are. Context? Did Veibae say it or chat? What's it matter? It doesn't, I just literally don't know what the post is referring to. Well, either Veibae said it. If you still drop it at this point, you're an immature person and I want nothing to do with you. That may have flown in the 90s, 2000s, but not now. As for reclamation, the people who are most affected by it largely don't even want it. So using that as an excuse doesn't hold water. I'm personally uncomfortable with its usage. It's not very smart personally. I have a lot of issues mentally and stuff that affect me, so it's a very hurtful world, honestly. Hear people say, and it just feels bad, you know. I find it disgusting, and they're fine with using one slur. Who know what other slurs they're fine using? Humanity. Personally, makes me super uncomfortable to hear used. Will never understand why people are so adamant to want to use it. It feels like it just makes you look like an uneducated 4chan asshat. Here's the boogeyman too. Absolutely not okay, for God's sake. It is 2023. It's an ableist slur. Fuck yeah, current year. Current year mention. I thought we grew as a society and stopped saying this. There's a reason psychologists don't use that word anymore. It's a bad stigma and it is hurtful. It shouldn't be used anymore, and most professionals use mentally disabled instead of when referring to people who may need a bit more help taking care of themselves. Well, if someone calls you retarded or calls you mentally disabled, doesn't that equal the same thing? It doesn't matter if that particular word was used or if those two words were used against you. It's still an insult, but Veibae used it in a joking manner, just banting with her audience. So yeah, intentions kinda matter. Why is this even a question that needs to be asked? Oh, wait, what? Don't tell me Vei said something that shouldn't have been said. It's a slur. Should be treated like a slur. It should be looked down upon. Someone who's neurodivergent, it's a slur. I like this this argument that's constantly used as a something with someone I am offended. Well, I have dyslexia. It's a type of mental disability, type of learning disability. So that makes me retarded too. So as a neurodivergent person, it doesn't offend me. So there you go. That's a non-argument. It all depends on your personal beliefs, and you shouldn't force them on anybody, especially if it wasn't used in a way to specifically offend you. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I'm neurodivergent, but it doesn't really offend or bother me, especially in a joking manner. However, if someone is straight up throwing them trying to belittle, abuse, or bully X person, that's where I draw the line. But to each their own, of course. That's something I've cut off my language and grew out of using as a general insult or derogatory term. Growing up in the 90s, it was part of everyone's language, and I can recognize it as being generally harmful for neurotypical people to toss around carelessly. Yeah, I got hit with it a lot here in Australia. Well, I'm guessing get hit by a lot of things in Australia when it comes to language. I can fully understand that. Let's continue. So I guess I just kind of got used to it. It grew up with it a lot. Words being thrown at me. I've just been conditioned to it. So I personally don't care. But like I said, if it's towards anyone else / X person, I'm not okay with it. Sorry, I'm shit at wording things. Everyone's preference / comfort comes first, in my opinion, at all times. I don't think other people's comfort or offense should come ahead of anyone else's. That's a bit tyrannical there. I don't typically involve myself in threads because anxiety. I hate drama, etc. Also suck at these. Forgive me, haha. Absolutely not. I've seen the way that that word hurts. My son is on the spectrum and constantly called it because of the way he acts, being perceived as strange. It hurts and it's not okay, and the trauma from it gets engraved into their mind till they eventually believe it. That's not okay. My son is one of the most intelligent people I know. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but the people calling your son that are the assheads. It's not the word being the asshead. I think you should take it up with those people, not the word itself. I basically don't understand Veibae for her continued issues with behavior and that community that she creates. This really genuinely solidifies that. I'm autistic, and I think I do a great job at masking, but the word is purely derogatory. It feels unacceptable. We need to hold our creators to the same standards regardless of size. Just because someone is a huge streamer doesn't mean they should be able to get away with something that would be an issue if it's done by a smaller streamer. We are better than that. We deserve better than that. Oh, yeah. You're very tyrannical. And I hope you never get into any position of power, considering how you want to quote-unquote standardize behavior based on what you find acceptable and unacceptable. That's unacceptable to me. I'm offended at this. Adding just one more thing onto this, we need to stop highly sexualizing high school girls. A schoolgirl uniform inside of a classroom scene while acting sexual showing panties is pedo bait. This behavior is literally unacceptable. Sexualizing minors or appealing to coomers that JO to underage schoolgirls is not a cute or personality trait. Well, excuse me, if adults want to do what they want to do, that's on them. they're doing in their own spaces, and more than not, probably, hopefully, not involving any actual minors in it. So let weird people do what weird people want to do with their own content, and just stay the fuck away from it. If it offends you, good. Go away. Do something else. Focus on your own content. I don't like this word being used at all. If you know this makes people feel uncomfortable, I would go out of my way not to use it. It costs nothing to try and make other as comfortable as possible and be inclusive. Based the ladder. Well, it also costs nothing not to be offended at anything and just, you know, block and move on, but none of you guys want to do that. And I know for a fact that most of you, like 99% of you, I would say, of these people that are talking about Veibae right now, wouldn't challenge her directly because they're afraid of a bigger creator. They're just all sitting in their own little echo chambers, just pounding away at that offense. And no one cares but me because I want to laugh at it. I'm ND, and while I don't personally take offense to the use of the word, if it's a word that is historically rooted and causes harm and hurts people, then why would we not avoid it? It doesn't harm you to help others out, but not by not using a word. It's more like a show of arrogance, exceptionalism, rebelliousness, disrespect to use a word you know hurts people. Why stoop that low? You do not need to use that word to have your personality, humor, or bent. It carries in everything else you say or do. All this does show your character and nurture a certain demographic of audience. And it's not a good one for me personally, even if you don't understand or feel offended. It's just a matter of what kind of person you are. Well, let me tell you something I've learned from experience when it comes to different audiences. The ones that are easily offended are usually the biggest troublemakers. And the people that say that they are catering and creating an inclusive and safe space community, they destroy one another from inside, because then they can't find any other enemies to fight, so they go after each other for the most petty of offenses. And that is if you don't actually have any secret abusers within your community, because once again, the people looking for safe spaces are quite frequently abusers, because they're using for naive people to abuse. And those people are within your ranks quite more often than those that like to use edgy humor to express themselves. But that's my perspective, and that's my opinion on the subject. Let's move on. Bottom line, it's a word that hurts a lot of people and has harmful context. She could choose not to use it, but it still does. People can argue it's just a word all day, but it's just people's feelings, trauma, and life struggles too. Yeah, your Veibae didn't involve those people. This was completely directed at her audience. And I don't think they would be offended by that. Quite at all. It's wild to me that people think it's okay to use a word that sounds so hateful and aggressive, LMAO. Eesh, I understand, haha, funny gamer word, whatever, but it's more trashy than offensive as someone who is neurodivergent. I laugh if it's like an old movie and says it. It catches me off guard, but something recent, I'm very mad. There's a lot of funnier words out there. Yeah, there's plenty of funnier slurs to say. Too bad. Our political climate is what it is. Powder, I know you didn't have any ill intention, but this was not the best way to ask the question. That is, I don't think it should be said unless you're a person with disabilities that can reclaim it. I like that they go after her just for asking the question too. That's exceptional. It's a slur for sure. The one we should be weeded out from people's vocabulary. Kotoka Torahime, spelled wrong. It without understanding the true context due to their culture background, they had to apologize, reflect on what the word truly means. Oh, I'm gonna have a stream about that too, about a certain journalist's work who decided to make this a whole fucking big deal. That's a story for another time, and we'll get back to it. This one was completely on the community. Someone looking for offense in order to get at Kotoka. Let's move on. When a big group of people are called a slur, and say they dislike it, I think people should just stop using it. It's not different than people being called the F slur wasn't a normalized problem 20 years ago. I don't know why people can't just let go of the word and say anything else. Well, then if they say anything else, that will eventually become a slur too. It's never ending until all the words are gonna be banned. I know that's a slippery slope, which is also a huge exaggeration, very hyperbolic, but you know, at one point it just might happen. Because it doesn't end on just one word. It will continue on. It might not happen over a day. It may happen in a few years, but it will continue if you go with that line of thinking. Let's move on. If it isn't always being directed at the marginalized group, it does still affect them. I'll never get why people can just adjust their vocabulary to not hurt these people. It's so low effort to just not use a single word that hurts folks, lol. Or you can make that argument about a lot of words and, you know, make an endless argument. Oh, I'm offended at this, I'm offended at that, and why are you using that? Stop using that. Cater to my needs, cater to my sensibilities, and all of that. It's endless. So there was never a place for that word, and I'm so disappointed and disgusted by her doing that. I'm sure you're the target audience for her too. 2023, fuck yeah, current year again. People are still using that word. I'm ASD level 1 and my family used it a lot, still do unfortunately, but in the bigger internet community, people have made that very clear that they don't like and it's hurtful. Yeah, the big internet community is your hug boxes, by the way. Most people don't fucking care about it. I think the most important thing is to listen to the people who say it hurts them to hear it. Not something to use on stream for sure. Close friends who understand it's used as a joking manner, sure. Context matters. I didn't watch the stream, so I don't know how it was used, but I don't agree with people people with it regardless. That's fantastic. Just because you don't take offense doesn't mean other people won't. Just saw the clip. Big fucking yikes. It's a slur. Why is this a question? Neurodivergent people use it for themselves in a joking manner, sure. But anything else is highly inappropriate. Did she say the word? And if so, why? At this point, I would also like to bring up that most of these people that you see in the screenshots, I didn't cherry pick them. I picked the most typical examples of them being offended. And there's also people there that aren't offended by that, but again, this is VTuber cringe, not VTuber positivity. But to make a point, a lot of these people have been involved in the Hogwarts Legacy controversy too. Just going after people playing the game too. So if you're a fan of my content, if you watched some of my videos and especially the streams that were dealing with that, you'll find a lot of names are recurring. And should you be surprised at this point? I think not. She wasn't sure if she could call fans virgins on the current Twitch policy, so she may move to the next insulting word she could think of. Seriously, that's pathetic. There really is clips somewhere in these comments if you want proof. Not a fan of this, to be honest. I think it's best if nobody used it. It just feels nasty and makes quite a lot of people, including myself, super uncomfortable. Not cool. Disrespectful and unprofessional. Oh yeah, Veibae is is the poster child of professional. You know, talent freedom. Former talent freedom, excuse me. Unnecessary. Powder baby baby girl. I know you had the good intentions here, but it's very much a no word, LMAO. Still going after her. That's always good to see. It's a slur, and I'm not exactly feeling great that this question resulted from her re-debut. I'm shocked and disappointed that people say the word knowing what we know now and it hurts others. No reason to use its icky and edgy humor that's used to excuse slurs is very tiring. You really said that with your whole chest. It's a slur. Content warning. Arslur ableism. Spelled wrong. Vex like this shit again. It is a slur. The problem is that it's a slur that has been used both historically and modern times to describe the neurodiverse and justify a wide variety of horrific actions, not limited to torture, eugenics, and genocide. Yes, I'm sure Veibae wants to do all of these things to people with disabilities. There is a reason. There is never a reason or a need to use it. Period. I personally can grant it some leeway in the context of media, where the character using said word is clearly meant to be an asshole, but even that is a very slim case-by-case deal. As previously stated, I maintain a near-zero tolerance policy on letting people who use the slur in my personal space on my TL, and that includes anyone who tries to come at me with excuses. I'm not willing to entertain a debate on this. Well, why the fuck do you post it online then? To virtue signal? I'm not willing to have a discourse on this. You come at me over this and I'm blocking you, period. Very brave. I'm gonna take a hard fucking stance here. Hell fucking no. It legitimately makes me so upset seeing people use the word on others, and I think that taking one word out of a vocabulary to make people less uncomfortable, just basic decency. Just don't be a dick. Stop fucking doing it. It's ableist. I don't care if you're neurodivergent or neurotypical. It's such a shitty word. Big titty and funny VTubers here being 2016 YouTube to the community apparently. For real, it's like their brains are stuck in the 2012 to 2016 era of gaming when they could say whatever they want to anyone they want on the internet with little to no repercussions. So you people want to so badly for things to happen to her. Bunch of fucking vultures right here. It should be taken seriously the same way people use other slurs. That word is the derogatory term, as they should be judged according. This will likely not put a dent in their image because no one else cares. At least you're aware of this. I'm happy for you. Also, this is just another reason as to why I hate VTubers. Even though you're a VTuber yourself. This is fantastic. Primo content. We been knew Vei is a bad person considering she had a hat on her previous model that had the R slur on it and has used such language before. The hat said rhubarb, by the way. On top of that, left VShojo at the same time as Turfwolf and continues supporting Turfwolf. She always struck me as a 4chan edgelord. Her partner is also a transphobe. Oh shit, for real? Yeah, he said we're the only two genders back in 2020. This is a tweet about it, but the clip of it isn't up anymore. To everyone asking, this is regarding Soda Open. Also, if you have questions about non-binary identities, hi, I'm non-binary. Heart emoji. First 30 minutes of my stream, I take my questions. I regularly cover sex and gender too. Yeah, biological truths are bad, I guess. Damn, they were made for each other. While it's banned in my community and anyone that I see using it, including OP, is getting blocked, LMFAO. So fucking mean. But also, I don't think you have any community. I'm willing to bet some money on it. This tracks this completely in character for Vei. You all knew she was a shitty person. All the self-reporting comments saying it doesn't matter to me. But I'm glad the vast majority of people seem to be on the side of not using slurs, even if they don't quite understand or personally relate to the hurt they cause. It's not that hard to just not use a word. Oh, Marina, wait until your fucking tweets leave your target audience. Then you realized how many people are opposed to your way of thinking. Oh, and there's some hidden comments too as well, because of course they are. Not surprised Vei is like this. Next to using that word before, she also has blatantly fat-shamed on stream, just overall bad vibes. Apart from the worst she has done, she's into Lolicon and Shotacon is also an art thief. Are we gonna like the conclusion to this one? Give me a sec. Links Saruway. Links more Saruway. I'm sorry, that's so rude. Oh, whoops, my bad, I posted Saruway, not Veibae. They both have white hair and say slurs, can you blame me? I noticed I was like, hold up. By the way, this is one of the people that was central to Pikami's harassment during the Hogwarts Legacy debacle. So, can you be really surprised that this Morden is back here and being completely brain dead as well? I wouldn't be at this point. Hope you aren't either. It's a word in a dictionary. All fair's game. How to self-report. For real, just because we didn't know any better back then doesn't mean it's okay. It's not cool to use slurs of any kind. I'm more surprised that it's even a question. I feel like the answer should be pretty simple and as it shouldn't be used. I feel that people learned that shit after getting out of high school. I'm not surprised. Before Vei became a big VTuber, she no-cammed the Black Desert Online. The gamers / guilds she played with often used gamer words as we usually called it. The Veibae used the slur of her chat, or both. It's 2023. I thought edgy internet humor was done. Fuck yeah, this is a hat trick for current year. A round of applause. I think this is the dumbest question you could have asked. You know, people feel about it or less you couldn't even ask. It's almost like you tweeted this just to have an excuse to drop the slur and attract edgy audience. Congrats, you will be forever pandering to 4chan. Eat one another, regurgitate one another, and be that Ouroboros. Forever. Please. It's entertaining to everybody else. Is this really the topic we want to initiate? Does anyone, especially disabled people, really want to see why folks think it's okay to say a word that's considered a slur? At worst, a derogatory term. At best, I ask you that genuinely. I understand that wanting to hear the other people's opinion, but let's just be serious for a moment. Be a bit considerate. They keep attacking here. That's just great. How about just no? This shouldn't have even been up for discussion. I can't get over that it's just asking, what are people's opinions on calling people slurs, as if the debate with two equally valid sides. Oh man. Bro, a big VTuber who just left an agency outs themselves a gross piece of shit would have foreseen this / sarcasm. She's ableist for using the R word. Fuck her, it's 2023, not 2013, current year. It's not cool to use that word anymore. Can I just say, post VShojo Veibae talking about being censored and proceeding to sling around the R word after talking about how she's free wasn't on my 2023 bingo card. Well, she was always like this, but if you realize, Veibae didn't want her quote-unquote bad behavior to rub off on VShojo and the other girls by proxy. So now that she's free of VShojo, she can go back to whatever she wanted to do. So, if anything, I may not like Veibae as a content creator. I may not personally like a lot of her behavior. She's been involved in a lot of self-made drama in the past as well. But I at least can respect her on sticking to her guns. And I certainly hope she doesn't apologize for this either. It's that principle that matters here. Bro, if Medic drops her ass now because of this, I might die laughing. I'm sure Asmongold is just around the corner about to do that. No, he won't. That won't happen. Never. Not for this. It's so easy not to have slurs and terrible language in your vocabulary. It is so easy not to hurt others when they tell you what exactly hurts them. If you have a platform that is large enough to touch an audience, you need to do better. You need to be better, period. Again, one of these people central to the Hogwarts Legacy controversy. They were like, oh, but trans people are dying because of the game. And that was their only argument. I shit you not. Let's move on. British people swear in everyday language. It's kind of hard to realize we have even sworn half the time. But I also don't know what the context of how bad the language was. So yeah, my bad if it isn't the same sort of thing. Veibae said retard. Why did Veibae actually say the R slur on stream? I'm confused. I have seen some people talking about it. It's sort of, but I am not going out of my way to watch an hour-long VOD right now. Can someone tell me if she did or not? For inference, if she did, I'm just going to unfollow. It makes me uncomfortable as an autistic person. Like, here it is okay. Is it or no? If people use it freely in their vocab, slurs are never okay. Please, better punctuation and full stops, something. And yeah, she said it. I heard from sources that it was at the end of her stream, and there I found it. I'm following. We're just thinking about how weird and cismidic is just kind of poaching a bunch of talent with no real identity of its own, and really doesn't reflect well on them for their new talent to start throwing out slurs at their re-debut. LOL. Who threw out slurs? Veibae. More context on this person. This is a person that wanted to harass someone until they quit, and then they got kind of bonked on it on Twitter. So, as I was saying before, this is a whole gallery of fantastic people going after Veibae. Some of them are much worse than they paint Veibae as, in my opinion. But here, there were a few brave souls that decided to add Veibae directly. Hey Veibae, what the fuck? Really disgusting. You think it's okay to just drop slurs like that? You're not edgy, you're not cool or funny, you're just pitiful. And the way you said it with your whole chest, like you don't know better, disgusting. Dude, come on. You're a grown-ass adult. We fucking did it. Hi, can you please not use retard on stream? I know it might not be as bad of a word for you, but I'm autistic and it makes me really uncomfortable when people say it. A lot of autistic / neurodivergent people are saying the same thing. Just please listen to us, Vei. I'm at least respecting you for going after her directly, even though she won't really not give a fuck one way or the other. Says the one who used the retard like it's not a slur. Calling people retards is never okay. Everyone, no matter how big or small, needs to be held to a high standard that includes your community. Exactly. I'm asking nicely because I'm an autistic person. It made me really uncomfortable. Damn Veibae, really did sling out the slur as soon as she fucking left VShojo. Thought she was like improving as a person, but it's clear just VShojo was probably just like, hey, maybe don't use slurs, and now that she's free and independent, she can use slurs now. No, that wasn't the reason. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest that Veibae used the R slur on the stream again. She used it before and she's gonna keep using it. She doesn't care. She's always been the 4chan edgelord type of person. Her boyfriend is also a transphobe too. It's my pet peeve when people can capitalize the C in 4chan. It makes my skin crawl. On top of the fact that she's still buddy-buddy with Turfwolf and they left VShojo at the same time claiming it was a coincidence. Also, Veibae knows she's too big and has too far of reach to be properly cancelled. All we can do is call her out and hope it does something. Yeah, you people are fucking vultures. You just want to pick at a corpse. But the corpse isn't a corpse. Veibae is pretty much alive. And you can't do jack shit and makes you go up the fucking wall. Just because you can't do anything. So, as they say in 2023, hope and sieve, I guess. Yep, sadly, again, unless she was talking about the 5 retardant tab or something like that, why is she using that word? This time she used it when she signed off calling her entire audience the R slur simply because she didn't know if she could say virgins. God, both are bad in different senses, but virgins would have been the better choice if I had to choose a gun at my... If I had a gunpoint, or if my dog was held at a gunpoint. Really, this comparison, your life or your dog's life, or saying a bad word, that's a moral choice to make. Fantastic. If you're all subtweeting about Veibae, I'll cry. It's not okay to say the R slur. Literally, it's not okay ever. Just stand up for the smaller voices and let your communities know you're a safe space for them. That's all we want. Also, here's your fucking proof with the timestamp. Cancellation activated. I seem to have reached the wrong audience. Just block me if you disagree. I don't have time for you. I'm not here to change minds. I'm here to speak my own moral truths and give people a safe space if they find mine safe. That's called the hacked box and a safe space based on shitting on someone. That's a fantastic safe space to have for sure. Did people really think this was fake or new? Her behavior has been like this for a while and probably won't change. It's part of her brand at this point, to be honest. Not that I'm condoning this. Peak related, these are all props she used on her model and used for a long time. Yeah, this is the hat. I was the hats I was talking about earlier. The please be patient, I'm rhubarbid. And please be patient, I'm a woman. Oh, man. You people are so far up your own asses. I wish you had other problems in your life other than this. I wonder if Medic Talent has any regrets yet. Wait, what? Regrets about what? Veibae is a bad person, through and through.